Hey girl, you've been feeling stuck, you've been feeling depressed, you've been feeling real unmotivated. Yeah, we've all been there, and I am well acquainted with the feeling. So this video is going to help you pull yourself out of that hole. Yeah, so keep watching. Hey girls, and welcome back. If you're a returning subscriber here, if you're new here, hi, my name is Tai, and this is InTailand. Here we talk about holistic wellness, we're elevating our lives, and we're just working on being our best selves. So I would suggest that you become a subscriber. Go ahead and subscribe and turn on the notification bell because I upload videos every Friday and sometimes on Mondays as well. You're gonna love it here, okay? Let's get into the video. As I always say, we need to what? Create our vibe. As you can tell, today's vibe is real laid back and chill because if I'm being honest, it took a lot of energy to turn this camera on and do this. So today I got a weighted blanket. I think it's like 15 or 20 pounds just for that extra comfort. I have Bliss tea in my cup. I'm okay with sharing with y'all what I have in my cup this time. And I have cheat day going, which is my version of a strawberry shortcake, very indulging without the guilt, okay? Before we get too deep into this video, I just want to say happy Gemini season. By the time you guys see this, it will be our season, and I say ours because I am a Gemini. My birthday is June 2nd, and yeah, so make sure y'all tell me happy birthday when the day comes. But I'm drinking out of my Gemini cup. Yes, honey, get into it. The best what? The best sign. Besides Pisces and Leo and Cancer. And that's only because that's what's in my chart. So let's take our sip. First things first, it is important to acknowledge what you're feeling right now. Oftentimes what happens is we push our feelings to the side and we try to just keep going and going and going and going. Ultimately, what happens when you push a feeling to the side, it will resurface back up to be dealt with. That's what our emotions are for. That's what our feelings are for. To acknowledge, identify, and let them flow. So please acknowledge that. And I would also like to say, when you are in this space, try to limit your negative self-talk. What I tend to do, and a lot of people that I know around me, is we get into these places of feeling unmotivated or feeling stuck and beat ourselves up more. So we're laying on the ground like, oh, I don't know if I can keep going. I don't know if I'm gonna do this. And then just imagine, okay? And then here we are on top of our lying body, punching ourselves like, you're so lazy. You need to get up. How dare you not do that? So don't do that because all it's going to do is make it worse. And even if you are able to pull yourself up after all that negative self-talk, that will become your cycle. And who wants to hear that? Who wants to have those thoughts and hear that voice and hear such negative things about themselves? When you're in this space, think of yourself as if you were your child or someone you really care about outside of yourself. How would you talk to them during this time? Okay. And if you are one of those people who tend to talk to people like that when they're down, you should just get up. Why don't you just shut the fuck up? Just don't say nothing. Just go mute. Practice silence during this time and work on your inner talk and how you talk to people, okay? While you're in a state of self-awareness and acknowledging, just remind yourself that this is temporary. Take deep breaths, breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, let it out for 4 seconds, pause for 4 seconds, repeat, and keep doing that, okay? This is a temporary state, and I, of all people, know the feeling of, oh, this feels like it's gonna be forever. When I'm in this state of mind, it feels like it's so drawn out and it feels like this is what life is going to be moving forward. But once you pull yourself out of that, you realize like this was very temporary. Like I'm happy again. So now that we went ahead and validated our feelings, we acknowledged them, we validated them. Now it's time to self-reflect and do some self-care. Now, before you skip off of this video like, oh my God, everybody always say self-care, just listen to me, okay? Don't do that, just listen. The version of self-care I'm going to talk about is journaling. Hold on. The reason why I'm suggesting journaling is because it is so important to figure out the cause, the root of why you are feeling the way you are feeling. Because if not, just like those emotions, this will become a cycle for you. Are you feeling like this because something didn't go your way? Are you feeling like this because you had high hopes for something and come to find out that's not what it is? What is causing these feelings? Or if you can think back, what happened at the initial start of this episode? Write that down. Or you can record a voice memo, which is what I like to do now. Recording voice memos just take it up a notch because you can talk freely and let it flow and just listen back to it and take what you need from it, versus when you're writing, sometimes you can't keep up with your thoughts. But pick one and do that. Figure out the cause of what is making you feel this way. The next thing I would recommend is reconnecting with those passions. You know, sometimes when life feels like so blah and you're just stuck on the couch rewatching Girlfriends, all the seasons of Girlfriends, you can kind of drop the things that make you feel alive because you're focusing on this feeling. But picking those things up can re-spark that joy, even if it's just a little bit. So whether it's painting or writing or being out in nature and identifying different leaves, whatever your thing is, give yourself permission to indulge in it and really just focus on that. Next tip, reaching out to your support system. If you are an avoidant person, or if you're a person who feels like you don't want to burden people with, you know, your problems, or if you're a person who tends to isolate when you're going through something, this one might be super hard for you, and I feel you because I'm the same way. But I don't want to say have. I would recommend you reach out to your support system, friends, family, you know, co-workers, partners, someone. And I recommend this because sometimes people can just provide you with perspective about a situation, which will be the lighthouse that you need to get out of this darkness. Or sometimes they can give you advice and solutions if that's what you need. And other times, and most times, like what I usually need is just some support or reminders, like you can do this. And sometimes just hearing that from a person that you really care about and that you know really cares about you can be enough to help you out of that hole. All right, girl, next. I know y'all don't want to hear this because if I was y'all, I wouldn't want to hear this, but I also know you need to hear this. Do something healthy. Eat healthy as you can during this time. Drink as healthy as you can during this time. And I know this is a hard one as well. We got two hard ones back to back. Because me personally, my comfort is food. I'm barely eating, and if I am eating, I'm eating junk food. I'm eating comfort foods. I'm eating things that I know isn't gonna really be effective fuel for my body. I'm just usually eating something to just eat it, you know, because it tastes good, because it feels good. So really during this time, the first things we do drop are our healthy habits, our healthy eating habits, our healthy workout routines, or whatever the case may be. And those are the things that we need to hold on to, or at least do a little bit of it. So yeah, you know, you want to eat the whole bag of chips, cool, that's fine. But for breakfast, we need to have a good breakfast. We need to make sure we're having fruit and lots of it. Some water, you know, put some water in there. But at least give your body something to feed off of. We don't want to feel like garbage and then also fuel ourselves with garbage. It's gonna make us feel worse. I don't know about y'all, but I always feel like shit afterwards. Also with exercise, doing something as little as like a restorative yoga routine for like 10 minutes could be amazing for the body. It makes you feel like you accomplished something for the day and you're also loving on your body. It doesn't have to be your full workout routine, because when you're in that state, you don't have the energy to do all of that. So just doing something simple. And of course, sleep, but not overdoing it on a sleep. I like to overdo it on a sleep, so it's no judgment, because one thing about it, happy place, dreams. Majority of the time when we get in this state of mind, we lack direction, or we feel like we lack direction. So start setting goals, even if they're small goals. I'm currently pulling myself out of the quicksand, and one of the things that helps me a lot is setting little small goals. So the two major goals that I had for today was 1, record this video, and 2, finish folding my clothes. And the folding the clothes thing may seem so small and like, girl, what? But sometimes they can seem so draining, and it was very draining for me because I absolutely did not want to do it at all. But that was a goal, and I felt great afterwards. 1, because now my room looks normal again and not like a disaster. Clutter can make you feel worse also. Just throwing that out there. When things on the external of your house is all cluttered and messy, it's 1, a reflection of what's going on in the mind, but 2, it makes you feel worse because it's just like, oh my God, this stuff is everywhere. I feel like I can't breathe. So just getting the laundry together and folding them and putting them away made me feel great. So for you, what you can do is, maybe it's something for your dreams or, your aspirations. You have your big goal up here, you know what it is. What is something so small? What is the one thing you can do today that will help you get towards that? So for my entrepreneur girlies out there, if your end goal for May is to get 10,000 sales and you just don't have the energy to record all this content and respond to all these emails and do all the things, maybe it could be something as simple as setting up tomorrow's emails to go out. Boom, done. That's all I have for today. And then tomorrow set another goal, and then tomorrow set another goal, until you are able to work up to that space where you're setting these, more goals in advance. Do what you can for the day. That sense of progress and accomplishment is usually enough to keep you going just a little bit longer. And then lastly, which now that I think about it, I probably should have started off with this. But lastly, if things are really hard, seek out to a professional. I'm so happy we're now moving more towards therapy being accepted, especially in the Black community. Reach out to someone. Don't be ashamed. I had me actually I might need to hit Renee up. Hey girl, if you're seeing this, I'm probably gonna be calling you. But I had me I think it's EMT, rapid eye movement therapist, and which is a different kind of therapy that helps you with past traumas. And when I was going to her, I felt great. So reach out to help when things get too hard and you don't really have that support system, or if it's just too much for your support system. Therapists and counselors can provide valuable guidance during times like this that a lot of people, your average Joe, is not equipped with. So don't feel ashamed or guilty for having to talk to a professional. Do what you gotta do, girl, okay? If you have any other recommendations or anything that you specifically do that help you when you're feeling unmotivated and stuck, please leave them in the comments. Let's help our community out, because I didn't touch on everything. I just touched on the things that I thought were the most important. And there's so many ways that you could tackle this as well. You could tackle this from a spiritual aspect, or you can tackle it through the tips that I provided. But yeah, leave your recommendations in the comments. This is a community. We help each other here on our journeys. For more tips and inspiration and to just join me on my wellness journey, make sure you subscribe to the channel or follow me on the social medias, whatever you prefer, sis. And just a reminder, you have the power to elevate your life. and find your happiness. You're not alone on this wellness journey, girl. I'm right here with you. You are watching the process, trust me. But just keep going and remember that brighter days are right around the corner. Stay uplifted, stay empowered, and most importantly, protect your magic. That's word to Asante.